lost without your mother. She could always keep things together. I can't do that.
Please don't send me away, Dad.
Sweetheart, I don't want to make your life even more miserable than it already is.
You should go and see Mum, you know, Dad. She's very lonely.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Barbara, let me in.
Piss off and leave me alone.
Look, where am I meant to sleep tonight?
Why aren't you in your cell? Didn't you hear the bell?
I can't get in.
What do you mean you can't get in? Who's in there?
It's Barbara. She's barricaded herself in.
Listen, Davidson, this is Miss Bennett.
Bugger off, Screw.
You've got exactly 1 minute to open up this door and let me in.
You try anything, Vera, and I'll set fire to this mattress and burn the whole place down, me included.
He's just a spoilt brat looking for attention.
What do you propose to do?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing? But how?
We'll leave Barbara exactly where she is. She's had a very easy life all these years. Going hungry for a few days is something she's never tried. And I really don't think her convictions are stronger than her stomach. Don't you agree, Miss Bennett?
Bet you a pound to a brick that Barbie doesn't last one day in that cell.
No, have you ever read The Count of Monte Cristo?
No. If it isn't in Classics Illustrated, I haven't read it. I'd smack her in the mouth if I were you. Look, love, if you don't out-tough her, she's going to walk all over you.
It's creatures like her that are responsible for Barbara barricading herself in her cell.
Who are you calling a creature?
Shut up, Doreen.
Well, Barbara can lock herself in there for as long as she likes, but she's still got to face the inevitable. Sooner or later, she'll have to come out, and when she does, she gets it both ways. You see Vera Bennett letting her get away with it.
That Bennett woman's got to realize that she's the main one that Barbara's hiding from.
That's not going to stop our Vera from giving her a hard time when she does come out.
You sound as if you're looking forward to it.
Well, that's the way things are, love. And if you know what's good for you, you won't try and play Crusaders either. Got it?
Roberts? The welfare officer wants to see you before lunch.
Okay, so they're only factory jobs. But they are jobs.
Well, I'm sure you've done the best you can.
Better than best, Mr. Warner. Lynn's got a choice. There's the shoe factory or the electrical works.
Yes, but we're country folk after all, and I'm not sure how Lynn will be real happy working in a factory.
Well, she's not exactly at home here in jail, is she? Have you any idea how difficult it is to get a job, any job, for a prison inmate?
I didn't have much trouble.
I beg your pardon?
Well, it's a matter of who you know, really, isn't it?
I don't think we're communicating.
Well, an old army mate of mine, Sid Butterfield, he runs a nursery about a mile away from here, and he's agreed to help out.
Well, I don't know if that'd be entirely satisfactory.
But why?
Well, there's a matter of supervision. I mean, at least in a factory, she has a foreman to keep an eye on her. A nursery, it's a bit of your wide open spaces, isn't it?
Oh, you could do with some of that around here.
Yeah, I guess so.
You needn't worry about supervision. Sid's a tough old bird, and he won't take any look from anyone.
Well, I will think about it, Mr. Warner.
Why don't you go down there and check it out yourself?
All right, I'll do exactly that.
Right. I won't take up any more of your valuable time.
Do you have to go back, Dad?
I'm afraid so, love. I've got 40 acres of sorghum that'll rot in the ground unless they get the harvester through it.
Well, we can't lose 40 acres of sorghum now, can we?
But we can't, blast.
Oh, Dad, I'll never be able to thank you for all the help you've been. And I'll never stop feeling sorry for all the trouble I've caused you. And Mum.
Well, you'd better stop. We can't have you moping around the house the rest of your life.
Oh, no, really?
Now, your mother gets out of the hospital on Friday. And the doctor says she's really on the mend. Also, I spoke to that social worker you've got here about the job at Sid's place.
Do you think she'll approve it?
Oh, once she gets over having her nose put out of joint, I think she might. No, she's not too bad, really.
So, well, that's it, isn't it, really?
It?
12 months. 12 months out of my life for being an idiot, and then it'll all be over like a nightmare.
And that's the way we want it to be. We've always stood by you, your mum and I. We'll always be there, waiting. If you need us.
Well, it's all very well for you to say that, but I've never actually done anything.
I find that hard to believe. A woman in your position doing nothing with her life.
Well, I didn't want to go to university, and when I married Ken, I just wanted to make a nice, comfortable home for him. Oh, I did the usual things, the P&C committees, tennis with the girls every Thursday, but in terms of your idea of doing something, well, there just never seemed to be any need.
Well, there certainly is now. If you try and spend time in prison in that frame of mind, you'll just sink lower and lower.
Is this your standard pep talk for the troops, Miss Vernon? Because if it is, I suggest you save it for someone far more deserving.
Like who, for example?
Well, you could try the governor's niece.
Barbara Davison.
That poor child's locked herself in her cell because the other women are terrorizing the life out of her with the tacit approval of one of your prison officers.
What do you mean, approval?
Maybe I should say active encouragement.
That's a very serious statement, Mrs. Roberts.
It's meant to be.
Would you come with me now and repeat exactly what you've told me to the governor?
I've seen enough of life in here to know that that would be fatal.
Or what if I go to her myself without mentioning you?
That's entirely up to you, Miss Vernon.
Well, all I know is that we've already had one suicide in this place, and the way things are going, we could have another.
Barbara always was a difficult child, but I had no idea she'd hold out as long as this. Isn't there any way in which we can force our way in?
Of course there is. If we want to run the risk of Barbara setting fire to herself and her room.
Well, how else do you expect us to get her out of there? Don't you realize that every hour she's in there increases the contempt the other prisoners already have for us? They'll be saying that if you can't control your own family, what hope have you got of controlling a prison?
Yes. What is it, Miss Vernon? We're in the middle of a most important discussion.
It's about your niece, Mrs. Davison. May I talk to you privately?
Could you give us a couple of minutes, please? This had better be good.
I don't know how good you'll think it is, but I can tell you why your niece is so terrified that she's had to barricade herself in for protection.
What do you mean, protection?
Precisely that. One of the women prisoners is deliberately terrorizing her.
Well, I'll soon put a stop to that. I'll call together all the prison officers and
I wouldn't do that, particularly as Officer Bennett is actively encouraging it.
I presume you have proof of this.
I most certainly have.
May I ask where you're getting your information?
Well, I can't tell you that. But if you talk to Doreen Anderson, you'll find out I'm right.
Would you bring Doreen Anderson to my office at once, please?
Yes, Mrs. Jackson, I didn't do nothing, and I'll get behind in the laundry.
Well, the governor's more important than the laundry.
You think you're tough, do you, Anderson?
Eh?
I beg your pardon, Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, yeah. Beg your pardon, Mrs. Davidson.
I said you think you're tough, don't you? Frankie was tough, wasn't she? And now she's dead. How many more people do you want to die before you stop this ridiculous masquerade?
I never killed no one. It was that cop.
Have you any idea of the damage you've caused? If Barbara goes ahead with her threat and sets fire to the cell, she could die. If she dies, it will be your fault.
But it wasn't just me. They was all in it.
All?
Well, Bea and Lizzie and all the girls in the laundry, and Miss Bennett was there. She saw what was happening.
Relax. Look at me. How are you feeling? You look just beautiful.
Thank you. Funnily enough, I feel it too. It's amazing the difference between a uniform and real clothes.
Beautiful, but vulnerable.
Is that good?
Oh, yes, for us it's just great. But you see and look sad at the jury, all right?
I'm gonna have to try very hard.
You'll be all right.
It's going to be pretty rough, isn't it?
You'll be okay.
How bad?
The prosecution will try to convince the jury that you are a cold-blooded and deliberate murderess. And when I get to your side of the story, your husband's attitude to the baby is being in your bed with another woman while you were having that child aborted. Yes. It will be rough. The question is, can you take it?
The Queen and Travers! The Queen and Travers! The Queen and Travers!
Come on, Karen. It's time.
As far as I can see, your behavior negates any right you may have.
Well, it's easy for you to judge, sitting up here in your nice, safe office. You don't have to handle a rabble day after day.
If I did, I'd do a downside better job than you do.
I've been with the department for years. No one has ever found fault in the way I do my job except you.
Dear God, you can hardly call it finding fault when I have clear evidence that you stood by and watched one prisoner beat another one.
What evidence? Just the word of one of those sluts?
That is enough. I intend to report this.
You can't. You know how these women say anything to get at me? Well, look at Smith and her disgusting friends and the way they tried to frame me on that bashing charge.
And it was Barbara's statement that cleared you. Look at the way you're repaying her.
You told me to treat her like any other prisoner.
If this is the way you treat other prisoners, then you deserve to be reported. I'll let you know what I decide. In the meantime, I'll try to clear up this mess you've made with Barbara. And I want you to stay as far away from her as possible.
With pleasure.
You're not doing yourself any good, you know. How can you expect us to help when you won't even discuss it sensibly?
Hey, Barbie, you're on the wrong side of the door, love. No beef. All these years I've been in prison, first time I ever seen a screw try to get into a cell.
Haven't you got any work to do?
Yeah. We came to get the dirty washing out of her cell.
Move those women out of here.
She won't even answer now.
Leave me alone, please, mate.
Now, come along. This is not a circus.
What about me schedule? I mean,
Now, just get moving, Bea. Oh.
Barbara, I know you can hear me, dear. So if you don't want to answer, at least listen. I've spoken to Doreen Anderson. She told me what happened. I've had a long and difficult session with Vera Bennett.
Bet she was lying about me.
Let's just say you won't have any more trouble with Officer Bennett. That I can guarantee you.
I don't believe you.
Now listen carefully, Barbara. In all the time we've known each other, have I ever lied to you? During all the difficulties and differences we've had within the family, I can't think of a single time. Can you?
They'll tear me apart, Auntie. The other prisoners, they hate me.
If you come out now and do as Mrs. Jackson tells you, I promise you I'll protect you and no one will hurt you. I give you my word. She'll look after you. How is she?
Well, I took her down to Dr. Miller. He's given her a sedative and she's resting there.
Thank you. Would you like some coffee?
Oh, thank you. Smells good. Come to any decision about Barbara?
I think so. I intend to transfer her as soon as possible.
Oh, that's a bit drastic, isn't it?
You mean it's an admission of failure?
No, I didn't say that.
It is, in a way. She'd never get any peace with the other prisoners knowing of our relationship. And regardless of what I told her, I know damn well I can't protect her. No, she'd be better off in another prison. And I'd certainly be better off as soon as she leaves.
Well, the other prisoners will come to accept her. In time, they always do.
And during that time, we'd have nothing but trouble.
Seems such a pity.
It is. I've always tried to run this prison as a place of rehabilitation and reform. Just makes you feel a bit down when you realize you can't really rehabilitate someone as close to you as your own niece. Maybe Vera's right. Stand down and just keep stamping down.
Oh, you can't believe that.
I'll get her transferred as soon as possible.
I hope the old geezer's ulcers have had some rest this morning.
Yes, Mr. Wilson.
May it please the court, I act for Mrs. Travers in this matter.
Very well, Mr. Wilson. You have the court's attention.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as you know, this hearing is the second hearing to do with the facts surrounding the death of one Wayne Travers, the husband of the defendant. Now, we will not attempt to deny that Mrs. Travers killed her husband. We would, however, bring to the attention of the court circumstances and evidence of mitigation which should affect your assessment of the guilt of the defendant.
The court takes it that the plea of guilty still stands.
Yes, it does, Your Honor, and we will be relying on mitigation. I will bring evidence to show that at the time of the original trial, the defendant was in such a state of emotional turmoil as to preclude her from properly conducting her defense. I will show that the defendant, whilst not willfully perjuring herself, was not of sufficient clarity of mind to have the best regard toward her own interests.
Well, perhaps if you bring to the court's attention the actual facts you intend to bring to back up your assertions.
Yes, I'm coming to that, Your Honor.
With due dispatch, one hopes.
I will ask the jury to consider the circumstances of the woman whose background, religious, and social beliefs conditioned her to hold the life of a child sacred. I will ask you to understand the mind of such a woman, forced by her husband into aborting the child of their marriage. I would ask you to put yourself into the defendant's place. When, on returning home from hospital, after such a harrowing and traumatic experience, she found her husband in bed, in their marriage bed, with another woman. I would ask you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, to understand what Karen Travers did under extreme provocation, and then to ask yourselves, what would I have done?
At least understand how Sarah feels.
It's not a matter of how she feels. It's things she might pick up if we stay around here.
What sort of things?
Well, the night before last, I dropped into the club for a drink. And Ted Matthews was there. Didn't notice me coming in. Busy talking to his cronies about how he'd heard that Sarah was having an affair with Bert Warren. And when we found out about it, she made up this lie about him raping her. And you ran him down because you thought that he was going to expose Sarah in court. And that is the bloody gospel according to Ted Matthews.
Oh, Ken.
And I wasn't even man enough to punch him in the mouth. You tell me what's right for Sarah. Wait around for that sort of filth to get back to her? Or to make a clean start in Ballarat with Viv?
No contact, Roberts.
Sarah will be all right, especially if you can steal some more time from the business to be with her.
Sold the business.
You what?
A good offer.
But you've spent years building it up.
Maybe, but it was a damn good price. I was lucky to get it under the circumstances.
It's been all the expense of this, hasn't it? What are you going to do now?
Well, they've offered me a job. It's based in Sydney.
Oh, you're not going to take it?
Not many jobs around for men of my age.
But Sydney?
I'm not going to sell the house. It'll be let, furnished. Sarah will be fine with Vivian, and she can spend the school holidays with me, and I can fly down here once a month to visit you, you know.
Tenants? Using my things? Take it back, please.
Catherine.
I'm sure you did what you thought was for the best, Ken.
And nothing but the truth.
You are Dr. George Barrett, and you conduct a medical practice at 47 Dysart Street, Paran. Is that correct?
That is, sir.
You were the family physician to the defendant and her late husband.
That is correct.
Well then, Doctor, did you examine Mrs. Travers during the past 12 months?
I did.
What was the result of this examination?
Mrs. Travers was pregnant.
I see. And what was Mrs. Travers' reaction to this news?
She was delighted. She had often told me how much she wanted a child.
Oh, really, Your Honor? We can't have what the sailor said, you know.
Mr. Proudfoot is quite correct. You cannot consider the defendant's second-hand testimony as related by this witness.
This pregnancy was confirmed some 7 months ago.
Yes.
May I draw your attention to the accused? Would you say that she is currently 7 months pregnant?
She obviously is not.
Is it your considered opinion, then, Doctor, that the pregnancy was terminated?
Yes, Mr. Proudfoot. I think the court is a little ahead of you. All the witness is able to tell us is that the accused is, in his opinion, no longer pregnant. This he has done. You cannot ask his opinion as to how this state of affairs came about.
Very good, Your Honor.
If you continue to show such a lack of awareness of the rules of debate, Mr. Wilson, I may have to rule that your client seek other counsel in her own best interests.
I assure the court, Your Honor, that that will not be necessary.
You may continue your examination, Mr. Wilson.
Dr. Barrett, during the time that you acted as physician for the Travers family, was there ever an occasion that you had to treat Mrs. Travers for any physical injury? Well, Dr. Barrett?
Well, I didn't specifically treat her for any physical injury. But I do recall that when she came to pick up the results of her pregnancy test, Mrs. Travers had a badly contused eye.
A contused eye, Doctor? Is there any other term by which the jury would know of such an injury?
Yes. She had a black eye.
A black eye. Thank you, Doctor. That is all.
Dr. Barrett. Did Mrs. Travers come to you for treatment to the injured eye?
No, sir.
Do you know how the eye was injured?
I have an opinion.
The court is not interested in your opinions, Doctor. Do you know how the eye was injured?
No, sir.
Am I to take it that in your capacity as family physician, you were privy to the domestic situation of the accused and her late husband?
To some extent, yes.
Then I ask you, did the accused at any time suggest to you that her husband was a violent or abusive man?
The question never arose.
So, to the best of your knowledge, the Travers were a perfectly normal, happily married couple?
As far as I knew, yes.
Thank you, Doctor. That is all.
Any further questions on redirect, Mr. Wilson?
No, Your Honor. No further questions.
One driver's license, one leather purse, 1640 cash, one yellow metal watch.
It's gold.
One yellow metal watch.
Well, goodbye.
I shall come to visit you.
Will it be the same as this place?
Sign for your property, please.
What are you doing here?
I just came to see. I just came to say I was sorry.
Sorry?
Well, I really didn't mean anything. Sorry, Auntie.
Out to the van.
Oh, please. Doesn't matter how hard I try. I'm not really Frankie, am I?
Oh, come on. Jeez, bloody cabbage again. Hey, how's it going, Perry Mason?
Be quiet, Smith. I will not have this discussed until after the trial.
Oh, poor old Vera. Can't stand it when the good guys are winning for a change. You killing them, love? Well, don't tell us all in one big rush, will you?
I said I will not have this discussed. Vinegar tips. Anderson, up.
Who, me, Miss Bennett? What did I do? I didn't do nothing.
What did you just call me?
Miss Bennett. Miss Bennett.
Before that.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, well, I said to my good friend Lizzie here, I said, could I have the vinegar, please, to go on the cabbage? Goes real good with cabbage, vinegar does. You ought to try it, Miss Bennett.
That fancy lawyer of yours delivering the goods? Hope he's doing more for you than did for Kate here. No, really, love. How is it going?
Well, so far, not so good, Bea.
Look, what are you trying to prove, love? 6 months you've been here and you haven't opened up to anyone. What do you reckon the odds are?
Oh, don't you see, love? With your mum not at home and me having to sell up to pay for the trial, I've got to take what I can get and go to Sydney.
Well, take me with you.
I can't do that, love. Not to live in a one-bedroom company flat. Have you start a whole new education system in a new state?
But I want to be with you.
You will be, love. Every school holidays, I promise you. Oh, look. You've always liked it at Auntie Vivian's. And you and her kids get on like a house on fire. Look, can't you see, darling? I'm trying to give you the best I can.
Writing a book, are we, love?
Oh, letter to my husband. There's a lot of things we must get sorted out.
Yeah, well, I sorted my old man out. I shot him. I will never forget the look on his face. What's the problem?
Ken sold the business. He's moving up to Sydney, and he's put Sarah to stay with an aunt. It's just as if I'm standing in the middle of the world and watching it disintegrate.
Typical bloody male. First sign of trouble, they piss off.
Ken's never been the sort not to face things.
Until the going gets tough, eh, love?
Smith, get back to your own cell. Lights out in 5 minutes.
We were only having a chat.
This is a jail, your ladyship, not a conversation club.
I just wonder if it's all really worth it.
Yes, of course it is. All right, so we had a setback yesterday. But there's still a lot of shots to be fired in this battle before it's over. And we're going to win, aren't we?
If you say so.
Yes, I say so. And before we're finished, we'll have your sentence chopped right back.
God, I hope so.
I believe in you. So how about believing in yourself, huh?
Oh, Mum. I wish you were out of here and things were the way they used to be.
Darling.
I feel such a fool. I told myself I wouldn't cry. All the way here I kept saying, you mustn't cry. You mustn't cry. Now I'm carrying on like an idiot.
Darling, I think you better go now. But promise you'll come and see me often.
I will. I promise I will. Oh, Mum. Why can't I just all want to happen?
I don't know, darling. I don't know.
Mr. Butterfield. Hello. I'm Jean Vernon.
Oh. From the prison? Yeah. Ted Warner told me all about you.
Oh, well, I'll try not to be the monster you're expecting.
No, you'll be all right.
It's just that I have to approve places of employment for those going out on work release.
Well, yeah, I'm a pretty flighty character, been in business here for 20 years. Always pay me tax dead on the knocker. And I've been known right around the district here as somebody who pays net cash 30 days. If I was you, miss, I wouldn't trust me as far as I could kick me.
Don't misunderstand me, Mr. Butterfield. What I'm really concerned about is the welfare of the prisoner.
Oh. Well, that's comforting.
I guess the most important thing is whether you're prepared to take on Lynn.
Oh, she'll be all right with somebody standing over her for a bit. Don't you worry about it with me, miss.
Oh, come on in, love, and join the workers. You both know Kate, don't you? Well, I've just had her promoted. You better be decent to her or bust both your heads.
Got any smokes? Sure?
Rack off, Doreen. And don't worry about her, love. She's only as tough as we'll ever be. You ever folded sheets?
Yes, of course I have.
Well, I would have thought you had servants to do that, seeing you're so rich.
Oh, I'm not rich.
Oh, here, get on the end of this.
Not rich?
Old Vinegar Tits is a bit of a stickler if they haven't even done right.
It's awfully good of you taking me under your wing like this.
No, think nothing of it. Makes me look good having a lady like you hanging around.
You're really very kind under all that bluster, aren't you?
Yeah, well, don't let it get round.
And you are Dr. Gregory Miller, the medical officer at the Wentworth Detention Center.
That is correct.
Did you meet the accused on her admission to Wentworth?
I did.
And what is the procedure in your capacity on such an admission?
A medical examination is given to the prisoner prior to her joining the other prisoners.
Did you conduct such an examination?
Yes, I did.
With what results?
The accused was in good physical health, apart from some apparent burn scars on her back.
What could have caused these burns, Doctor?
To the best of my knowledge, they were caused by someone stubbing out cigarettes on her back.
Have you any idea who was responsible for that?
I believe it was the defendant's husband, Wayne Travers.
You have stated, Doctor, that the accused was in a state of physical good health.
That's correct.
At the time of her admission. Well, what can you tell the court about the state of her mental health?
Mrs. Travers was in a state of complete mental and emotional turmoil, subject to fits of intense depression.
As you may know, Doctor, it is customary to lodge an appeal against sentence within 1 month. Is it your opinion that Mrs. Travers was sufficiently mentally competent to have lodged such an appeal within that given time span?
I don't think she was, no.
Was Mrs. Travers pregnant at the time of her admission?
No.
Was there any indication that a pregnancy may have been terminated immediately prior to her admission?
I couldn't say. I had no reason to conduct such an examination.
In your considered opinion, Doctor, is it at all possible that Mrs. Travers' mental state could be attributed to her having had an abortion?
That is entirely possible, yes.
Thank you, Doctor.
Tell me, Doctor, your qualifications would be the same as any normal general practitioner's?
Certainly hope so.
Psychiatry, I believe, is a highly specialized form of medicine.
It is.
And yet you, a general practitioner, diagnosed the accused's psychiatric problem and formed the opinion that she needed help and that the problems were caused by the breakdown of her marriage.
That's correct.
Did you, in fact, seek special psychiatric care for Mrs. Travers?
No.
And so you, a general practitioner, treated a highly specialized psychiatric condition?
I felt perfectly confident to do so.
The matter of the cigarette burns. Did you, in fact, see Mr. Travers inflicting them upon his wife?
No, of course not. Mrs. Travers told me that he'd done it.
Oh, I see. This same Mrs. Travers, this psychiatrically disturbed patient.
I was and still am perfectly prepared to believe her.
I'm sure you are, Doctor. Tell me, did you know Mrs. Travers prior to her admission to prison?
I don't see what that has to do with the matter.
I think the court will find it relevant, Doctor. Did you, in fact, know Mrs. Travers?
Yes, I did.
Quite so. In fact, one could say that prior to her meeting her husband and marrying him, Karen Travers and you were lovers.
I don't see what our personal life has to do with my professional opinions.
Oh, come now, Doctor. If need be, we can call witnesses to the fact that during your student days, you and the defendant were, in fact, contemplating marriage.
That was a long time ago.
And you are asking this court to believe that you no longer have any, shall we say, tender regard for the defendant?
Well, of course I do. But if your insinuation is that I am still in love with Mrs. Travers, and that I am perjuring myself and dishonoring my profession in order to protect her, then you are both grossly mistaken and grossly offensive.
I doubt if I am any of these things, Doctor. To be blunt, I submit that you are manufacturing your testimony to protect the woman you still love.
Oh, that is a complete lie. Mrs. Travers was an emotionally and mentally disturbed woman when she was admitted to prison. I felt pity for her, but I did not, and I do not love her.
Oh, it's so beautiful here, Miss Vernon. I know I'm going to be happy.
I hope so, Lynn.
Listen, what's he like, Mr. Butterfield?
Oh, he's all right, I think. But you mustn't expect everybody to be as understanding as he is.
Well, I don't get you.
Well, you're going to meet other people here who may be a little bit prejudiced because you're a convicted criminal.
I won't do any harm.
Fine. Just remember to keep your cool. Mr. Butterfield.
G'day, Miss Vernon.
I'd like you to meet Lynn Warner.
Hello, young Lenny.
Hello.
Here we are then, eh?
Yep.
I'm going to expect a fair bit from you, you know. I mean, anyone who comes to work here gets to work right on time and does a decent day's work for a decent day's pay, right? I don't keep any bludgers on staff.
Oh, no, I wouldn't let you down, Mr. Butterfield, I promise.
You know anything about plants?
Oh, a bit. I worked in the garden at the prison.
Let's see now. What are they and what's wrong with them?
Well, they're coleus
Yeah?
and they need thinning out.
Why's that?
Well, because the root system will tangle itself and they'll wind up strangling each other.
Not bad. She'll do, I reckon.
I hope so.
Funny, you know. She doesn't look at all like a hardened crim, does she?
I don't know. What does a hardened crim look like?
I thought it was the most wonderful news I'd ever had.
Can you tell us why it was such wonderful news?
My husband and I had been drifting apart for months. I thought by having a child, we might be able to bring the marriage back together again.
I see. And your husband? Did he share your joy?
No, he didn't. When I told him the news, he became angry, violent. He screamed at me, slapped me across the face.
And that was the black eye to which Dr. Barrett referred in his earlier testimony.
That's right. Yes.
Mrs. Travers, was it unusual for your husband to beat you? Please, I'm afraid you'll have to answer for the stenographer.
No, it wasn't unusual. He was very violent, very cruel.
And yet, you stayed with him.
I was married to him. Married in the church.
Oh, yes, the church. Mrs. Travers, please, could you tell the court what happened when Father Byrne paid a visit to your home?
Father Byrne came to see us after one of our arguments. I was terribly upset. He sat and talked to me for a couple of hours and told me that if I decided to have an abortion, in the eyes of God, I'd be committing murder. But I decided to go ahead with it anyway. It was the only way I could keep Wayne. I got the address of a clinic from a friend. I went there and terminated my pregnancy. It was horrible. As if they were removing some kind of unwanted growth. It hurt then. I think it'll hurt forever.
After the clinic, you then went straight home.
Yes.
Could you tell us, please, what happened then?
I'll never forget. I felt so sick. I felt as if I was going to die. I walked in the front door, heard laughter upstairs. I went upstairs. I opened the door. I saw my husband in bed with another woman. And I went downstairs. And I sat down. I had to collect my thoughts. I saw a knife. I went upstairs with the knife. The girl ran away. My husband was in the shower. I walked in and I stabbed him. And the water went red. Oh, red.
Your Honor, I have no more questions. But I would ask that the court adjourn at this stage. Mrs. Travers is naturally upset.
That's reasonable, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Proudfoot, you have any objections?
I have no objections, Your Honor.
All stand. This honourable court now stands adjourned until 3 o'clock. God save the Queen.
Very touching. The jury loved it. I wonder if they'll be as impressed when I've finished with her.